World Cup kicks off in 45 days in Russia in the Luzhinsky Stadium. Now we've heard of all the negative stuff about, possible fan violence and security issues and stuff like that. Let's not bother talking about that. Let's talk about the interesting stuff, such as the fact that Italy and Holland and Chile and the US have failed to qualify, for example. That is of interest. There's some first timers there, such as Panama. That is of some interest. So we'll have to see how the new team Panama does, the new nation, and the fact that four big nations have missed out with quality players who play for them. That is interesting. The distances that will be travelled are huge. There's some big distances to be covered here, and the conditions, it's going to be very, very hot. So you think Moscow's about early 20s in degrees Celsius at the moment? Yeah, add 10 to 15 degrees to that. That's the temperatures the players will be playing at the height of the Russian summer. There's also means there's a chance of high humidity and thunderstorms popping up. And these thunderstorms may last 5 minutes, 5 hours. So that will have an effect on how the game is played. The teams that can adapt quickest to the travel distances and the temperatures and the fluctuation in temperatures from day to night and the humidity and when these storms pop up. Well, there could be days where there's no rain at all. The teams that can adapt to that the best will go far in the tournament, or will have a successful tournament for what they set out to do. The group stage is going to be interesting. I've done a video on the draw and what teams got into what group, and we can always revisit that and say, look, what's happening in Group A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we'll get close to that when the tournament comes around. The distances, though, are the real thing that a lot of people are concerned about. It's not the weather conditions, it's not the stadiums, because they're all complete. It's the distances from base camps to the venues. And whoever can adapt to the time travel, because that will affect rest time, recovery time from games, preparation for games as well. The amount of travel is going to be a big talking point. Massive talking point. There's some big distances to be covered. Big distances. And that will have an effect on players, on their mental and physical fitness, because that's going to, some players do struggle with travel sickness. I know that. I mean, I know people who have a fear of flying, or are not great with travelling long distance because it makes them feel a bit fluid. That's that's travel sickness. That is going to have an effect on players, no doubt. But whoever can adapt quickest to that, or adapt best, has a good shot. That's why I think Brazil or Uruguay will do quite well in this World Cup. And I also think that Germany and France Belgium out the European nations, they have strong squads and they've got a strong playing philosophy. Germany are obviously the holders, and the French got to the Euros final. And the Belgians have a very, very good squad that I think has underperformed over the last decade, but it's finally, I think, at its peak and has the best chance to win a World Cup ever. There's obviously first-time nations. There's going to be some exciting football played. England's chances. One of the youngest squads I think we've ever taken to an international tournament. We'll have to see, if Gareth Southgate can finally get his best 11 on the pitch. Who he's going to choose as captain. Things like that. But we'll have to see how he does. But having seen the Confederations Cup last year and looking at some of the stadiums that were built and how good they actually looked and how the football surfaces, they look good. Also, VAR has been used. Now, VAR has been a very controversial topic. It's been delayed by the Premier League clubs for inception for another year. It's still being tested in the FA Cup. The German League's been testing it as well. Of course, there's no English officials going. There's only some German officials that have been used to VAR. So that's going to be very interesting how that's implemented in this World Cup. And if there's going to be some controversy around it, we're gonna be braced for that. Brace yourselves for the controversy that could result from VAR. There's goal line tech as well. That was at the last World Cup and the last Euros. That's proven to be reasonably effective in avoiding the controversy. So look at how they adapt to using a VAR. FIFA has decided to push ahead with it, even though it's not a fully proven system yet. Only 2 leagues have been trialling it around the world, so that's going to be interesting about that. But this is going to be a very interesting tournament. There's a lot of talking points, both positive and negative, and the closer we get, the more the build-up will increase. At the moment, I don't think many people are actually really talking about the World Cup, but it is only a month and a half away. So yeah, let's look forward to the World Cup. Let's see what it's going to bring for us. I'll be very interested to see where people around the world are watching from, if they're going to be watching in the countries that haven't qualified. For example, if there's an interest around the world for it. I know it is the world's biggest international sporting tournament outside of the Olympics. So that is an interesting note. So it'd be very interesting to see if people in the US, because their team hasn't qualified, will they be watching? The Italians, will they watch? Will the Dutch watch? Will the Chileans watch? It'd be interesting to see if these countries that haven't qualified for this World Cup, that have been used to qualifying for years and have had success in it, whether their fans will tune in. That's an interesting one. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, place some comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.